Mimi, 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 why are you so interested in promotions? She's more interested in promotions than I am.
She was there during the trailer launch also. While you were talking, she was
She's
just
just,
walking around.
she sits here the whole time. Mimi, sorry guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I just said Jim just sent a message to everyone. It's like, what is this? He just
Yeah,
said,
that was just Mimi on the keyboard. So, sorry.
You can send messages also here.
Yeah, Harsh, I've been sending you secret private ones on all of them and you haven't been responding.
yeah, that's
See,
how.
look, watch. I'll send you one now. Yo,
Reply to all of
Harsh.
them now. Oh wow, yeah, it's must hai.
You didn't see that, no, Shweta? It's private. It was private just for you, Harsh.
But why are you sending me messages about Shweta on my private message?
What do you say?
I was chewing gum. So while I was chewing gum and looking and laughing, suddenly I bit my tongue and I started bleeding like profusely. I think I bit a piece of my tongue or something. And blood just started oozing out of my mouth. So the guy who was talking to me about the haunted prison suddenly looked at my face and my face was full of blood.
I told him कि bro मेरे को ना डर लगता है पानी से, मैं इतना तो नहीं तैर पाऊंगा, तो मैं तेरे को पकड़ लूं चलेगा? उसने कहा हाँ, तू मेरे को पकड़ के कर लेना, ऐसे दोनों फ्लोट हो जाएंगे ना, कोई स्ट्रेस नहीं है. He didn't tell me that he also doesn't know how to swim well. So I caught hold of him in the water and took him also down with me.
Both are going
Actually,
down.
and then while this is all happening, Pulkit emerges like with one huge stroke, like out from the water, then gets to the side and
The Aquaman.
I have two people to thank for it. One is Jim Sarbh not knowing how to drive,
Yes.
which kind of put me in the driver's seat. And I remember Pulkit sitting in the back and telling Bejoy, "Are you sure you want to take this chance?" And I'm like, "Stop questioning my driving. You're a horrible
Because I
human."
was also supposed to be sitting in that car.
Yeah.
और वो पिटबुल के पास पानी वानी शायद पता नहीं क्या उसका बेचारे का पर्सनल कुछ इशू होगा. मैं और वो कूदा और उसने मस्त मेरा टैटू बनाया था सर पे.
What?
और बस हाँ.
Even bitten on his head. The funniest, one of the funniest things is the AD who had gone with him. He didn't have a work visa. उसका work visa paper अब तक आया नहीं था. So he's the one who called me, sir. हर्ष के साथ ऐसा हो गया. So I said, where are you? Are you with him? Are you? नहीं sir, पुलिस आ गई. मैं भाग चुका हूँ. मैं नहीं हूँ यहाँ पे.
All right. I have with me the cast, actually the team of Taish. Joining me today is Kriti Kharbanda, Jim Sarbh, Pulkit Samrat, Harshvardhan Rane, and of course the director, the captain of the ship, as they say, Bejoy Nambiar. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So happy to see all of you here. Just few days away from the release. What is the face like? Excited, nervous? What is happening? Whoever wants to go first.
Very restless.
Like,
Okay.
come on.
Just
Like, let
restless.
it should just
Very
be out
restless.
now. Why isn't it out?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm like, कर देते हैं ना release, खत्म करो अभी मेरे को देखना है. That's all I want. I'm looking
yeah.
forward to just watching the film. To be very honest.
Same.
Bejoy, what are you going through?
I'm also kind of just curious and excited to see how people are going to react to it and respond to it.
This very interesting thing that I found out was that you guys actually shot in a haunted prison. Am I right? Is that something that happened?
Yeah.
Can you
Yes.
please tell me
Yes.
about that? It sounds so interesting.
Harsh?
So Bejoy
Bejoy
was the
heard
daredevil over
snores.
there. Bejoy was the daredevil there because he also went for the recce. So when we went there for the first time,
Yeah.
it was a very spooky kind of a vibe. Correct, na?
I have a
Harsh
very,
had a lot of
very
scenes
cool
over there.
story. I have a very cool story with the recce. When I went for the recce, as
Oh,
I
please.
entered the place, they told me it's a haunted prison. They have ghost tours and everything. And I was like rubbishing it, like, what haunted? What is this nonsense? I was reading the stuff on the notice board, like they had put up, pictures taken of shadows, and I was looking at it and laughing, and I was chewing gum. So while I was chewing gum and looking and laughing, suddenly I bit my tongue, and I started bleeding like profusely. I think I bit a piece of my tongue or something. and blood just started oozing out of my mouth. So the guy who was talking to me about the haunted prison suddenly looked at my face, and my face was full of blood.
What?
Yeah, this happened in the
Bejoy-
first 5 minutes of walking into the prison.
And then Bejoy, when we went back to shoot, he introduced us to this place. Like he showed us around. Like, हाँ मैं तो इधर ही रहता हूँ. My second home. आओ ये वाला चीज देखो. यहाँ पे ना खराटों की आवाजें आती हैं.
भूतों से दोस्ती हो गई मतलब तब तक he just became friends.
even Jim had a very interesting experience over there, because there was this one area which was like an outdoor gym.
Okay.
So Jim was in that gym, and he thought he'll be able to survive being alone over there. Jim, please could you elaborate
Please
on
tell
your
me.
really daredevil story.
So I had to come in to do some scene, but then I think we finished with it, and then we were just all there together. So I was like, I might as well use the time, get in a workout, because they'd constructed this gym out in the courtyard.
Okay.
And then there was one person out with me, then there were two people out with me, then the two people vanished, then it was getting dark, and I was outside in the gym still going, and after a while I was like, okay, this is the guy that gets killed first. The one that's like, hey, what ghost? There's no ghost, there's nothing. It's fine. I'll just stay out here and whatever. So then I wrapped it up within 2 minutes once I was alone. And I quietly came back inside.
Oh, dude, that is so funny.
Yeah, but it was a spooky place. To be very honest, there was a spooky, strange feeling. And of course, a lot of it is psychosomatic. Like you get suggested an idea and then the idea plays out in your mind. But it was grey and cold and spooky. Harsh also was terrified, right?
Harsh, were you terrified? Do you have any such experiences?
I spent a lot of time in that place. I remember one of the incidents where I think it was Ganesh Chaturthi, and the whole crew, they started doing aarti just to make sure everyone, all the spirits run away. They played the aarti so loud on speakers and just felt very confident कि अब यहाँ कुछ नहीं होगा, अब कोई भी नहीं आएगा. And people are dancing for Ganesh Chaturthi pura. They started all that.
What cute? They were playing it for like an hour and a half. कोई काम नहीं कर रहा था. ढोल पाना बजा रहा था.
4th of September last year. 4th of September this was last year.
First time कोई गणेश चतुर्थी का डांस रोकता हुआ दिखा. That was Bejoy sir. चिल्लाते हुए बोले बस करो
काम करो.
I think that was our answer, Indian answer to all the spookiness that the place had, because they used to sell tickets for an experience for visitors, and visitors used to buy tickets to get spooked. And so
they came in to see us. They sold ticket. They were like, आके इन नमूनों को देखो.
Wow, okay, that sounds very interesting, very intriguing. I will go to Kriti now. Kriti, I believe you have done some stunts in Taish. Is that right?
I have two people to thank for it. One is Jim Sarbh not knowing how to drive,
Yes.
which kind of put me in the driver's seat.
Okay.
And this is something they realized after they reached London while shooting Jim's introduction, when he said, "Meko to driving aati nahi." But he's the first person I have to thank for this. Secondly, the stunt double who couldn't make it, or I don't know what the issue was, but there was no stunt double. So I was very excited because a lot of people don't know this about me, but in my free time, my release of my Taish, normally the answer to my Taish is go-karting. That is something I have enjoyed for the longest time, and I love it. And when I had the opportunity to drive around and risk other people's lives in the car, I was like, come on, bring it on. This should be fun. This will be a lot of fun. And I remember Pulkit sitting in the back and telling Bejoy, are you sure you want to take this chance? And I'm like, stop questioning my driving.
Because I was also supposed to be sitting in that car.
Yeah, so he's like, are you sure you want to do this? And then Bejoy, being Bejoy, has to make things very real. Na? So we didn't have a body double for Vaibhavi.
One of the characters didn't have a body double, and she was pregnant. So I basically I wore her dress and I sat in the car.
Really?
Where Kriti drove like a maniac.
Yes, I drove like a maniac, and I'm gonna put out that video today on social media.
Jim is showing.
Of
Who is that? Wait, I can't even see properly.
No, only
Bejoy.
Bejoy knows what video she is talking about.
Bejoy, you remember?
Bejoy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that video is coming out today, and we're gonna play funk in the.
Ah,
Oh
yes.
my god! We're gonna play funk in the back of that video, and Bejoy is gonna
So we
start.
could block only 2-3 streets. That's it, and we have to drive a long stretch. So 2-3 streets, so 5 seconds में निकल गए. Then she's still going on driving like a bullet for like main road.
At one point,
Was it the producer's
And,
car, Kriti?
No.
Yeah. He's a line
Oh, yeah.
producer's car.
Outside the sister's house, her car went like left, then right, then left, and then straight. ahead. Zoom,
There was
zoom,
no
zoom, zoom.
road, so there were stones instead of gravel. There were stones, and stones. Obviously, I didn't anticipate that. And at that point, a real pregnant woman was actually in my car, and I freaked out after that scene. I remember when we come out of Evervy's house, and then we have to take that turn to go onto the street. And after we were done, people were coming running behind, because while I was in the car, I was busy controlling it, but people outside really freaked out. They were like, "Kya hua? Piche bhag gaya." Bejoy came running, I remember. And
Yeah.
actually came running because there was an actual pregnant woman in the car. So he's like, "Please be careful."
No, there was one awesome. I was in the car and I didn't feel afraid at all. Like she was totally in control.
Oh.
But then watching it, there was this nice swerve that happened. It was really cool. Yeah.
Harsh was very happy. Harshveer, he was the happiest. He's like, "I got my jokes."
Because like you said that you have Jim to thank for this. Jim, while this entire sequence was happening, were you like sort of cursing yourself that why do I not know how to drive? Was that
No, not at all. Actually, if you can think of like, boons, like a boon, like a boon from God, they say, or whatever. I have a boon. Honestly, I do, which is I can't die in a vehicular accident. So actually, I'm totally unafraid in these situations, being the passenger. I can sit happily and like a person can do whatever. I think everyone has boons. I'm sure you all could think a little and find your own ones, but this is my one for sure.
He has a setting.
I'm not joking. I really
I
believe
think
this.
you should be
I
doing
truly
more films
believe
with
it.
like car stunts, because nothing will happen to you. Right?
100%.
I think
I'm unafraid.
I think you have much more than boon, bro.
Boons. I have more boons.
In the next one, Bejoy, Taish Part 2, maybe we'll get Jim to do the driving, considering he can't it up.
Yeah. Harsh, do you have any boons like that with respect to dogs?
With
What? I want to know this.
So apparently pitbulls get really like
I think
they behave
pitbulls
strangely
love
around me.
Sanam Teri Kasam a lot.
I don't know, sir. I have this thing. I had 2 Rottweilers in my house. We had 7-8 dogs, but yeah, 2 of them are Rottweilers. And every 6 months when I used to go back home, I used to be like, I used to stand outside and wait. Ki ye pehchanenge ki nahi, because once they lock their jaw, it doesn't come off easily. Pitbulls se mera experience nahi tha. Ye pehli baar. So it was our first. I think I was doing some homework in London, Shweta.
Yeah.
And I went to a Punjabi family for some language, a mannerism and language.
All right.
So they had locked a pit bull in some house for I think many hours, and it was the hottest day in England in the history of England.
Pitbull Taish में आ गया.
And और वो pitbull के पास पानी वानी शायद पता नहीं क्या उसका बेचारे का पर्सनल कुछ इशू होगा. मैं और वो कूदा और उसने मस्त मेरा टैटू बनाया सर पे.
What?
और बस हाँ.
Even
the
bitten
film
on his
started
head.
Oh my god.
The film started
And
with
this
a
is
little
a
bit
day
of blood.
before
And,
you all started shooting, na?
yeah, and Bejoy sir was very very worried, and मैंने कहा सर इतना दिख रहा है उतना नहीं है, but he just left everything. And वहाँ का क्या है, एम्बुलेंस बुलाया किसी ने, तो एम्बुलेंस goes through the cops, the line, the phone, and cops came and they asked me, do you think somebody did it on purpose? And because they put down pitbulls, I said कि नहीं sir, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. मेरी जो दूसरी फैमिली है उसके एक्टर्स अभी आए भी नहीं है, तो आई कांट इवन ब्लेम देम.
Yeah.
तो वो लोग उन्होंने नहीं करवाया.
One of the funniest things is the AD who had gone with him. We didn't have a work visa. इसका work visa paper अब तक आया नहीं था. So he's the one who called me, sir. हर्ष के साथ ऐसा हो गया. So I said, where are you? Are you with him? Are you call? नहीं सर, पुलिस आ गई, मैं भाग चुका हूँ. मैं नहीं हूँ यहाँ पे.
I think Bejoy has this thing with heroes. Jim here, man, driving issues. Man, here, pitbull issues. The other one has an anxiety attack in water.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm like, how? Everybody has their own quirks.
What has this filmmaking
Pulkit
been?
was part of a pool fight where he was supposed to jump into the pool with another guy, and I didn't realize that Pulkit and that guy both were in the middle of. I'm shooting, but they both are almost drowning in the water. They're fighting each other, and they both are drowning in the water, and I'm still rolling. मुझे लगा इन लोग मस्ती कर रहे हैं.
Actually, what happened? I told him कि bro मेरे को ना डर लगता है पानी से. मैं इतना तो नहीं तैर पाऊंगा. तो मैं तेरे को पकड़ लूं, चलेगा? उसने कहा हाँ, तू मेरे को पकड़ के कर लेना, ऐसे दोनों फ्लोट हो जाएंगे ना, कोई स्ट्रेस नहीं है. He didn't tell me that he also doesn't know how to swim well. So I caught hold of him in the water and took him also down with me.
Both are going
Actually,
down.
they both
And
put
then
their
both
hands
of
on
us
each
are
other's
trying to-
shoulders. Straight down.
We are just
I
trying
remember that
to.
shot. It was just so funny because there were people running around on set saying, Pulkit behosh ho raha hai, Pulkit behosh ho raha hai. And I'm like, I was sitting in my room and chilling because I wasn't part of that scene. And these people come running to my room, Pulkit sir behosh ho rahe, Pulkit sir behosh ho rahe.
I mean, it was like, you know that scene in Train Spotting where the guy goes into the bath, the pot, and then he emerges out of it. It was like that because they both have gone down, and we all are on this side. At least me and Ankur that have heard this "I don't know how to swim well" chat, and like we're watching him like shit. We're gonna have to dive in. Somebody call cut. Is it not happening? And then while this is all happening, Pulkit emerges like with one huge stroke, like out from the water. Then gets to the side and
The Aquaman.
Oh my god!
And then he
I think
says, maar usko.
I think पुलकित जो बून की बात कर रहा था, ये आपका बून है कि आप कभी पानी में आपको कुछ नहीं होगा.
ये तो कोई मेरा
पानी,
बून ये
गाड़ी,
कोई और नहीं बचाएगा, खुद ही बचना पड़ेगा.
Oh my god, you guys have never laughed so much in an interview recently. Thank you for this. Oh god, this is hilarious. Okay.
नहीं बट फिल्म हमारी बहुत सीरियस है, हाँ, बहुत ही
अच्छी
इंटेंस
है यार.
ड्रामा, रिवेंज ड्रामा है, बहुत इंटेंस कैरेक्टर्स हैं हम सबके. तो
हाँ,
हम
अभी
डिस्ट्रेस
हमने
करने के लिए ये सब
वरदान
करते थे सेट पे.
हर्ष का कुत्ता वाला वरदान, जिम का गाड़ी वाला वरदान, और
हाँ, वरदान.
मेरा पानी वाला
पानी का
वरदान.
वरदान.
This is super interesting. I believe that's sadly all the time we had because I've been constantly getting messages to end this. So I sadly would have to end this. It's a lot of fun.
चलो एक
But what are you
एक
gonna
सवाल और
watch?
पूछ लो.
Are you gonna watch the
कोई बात
series or are you gonna watch the film?
That's very interesting. I actually, when you know the Z team had asked me about this, I was thinking that for at least for when I had to sort of speak to you, maybe I would start with the film first, and then of course I would also want to see how the series is planned out because it's super interesting because for the first time we're seeing something like this. At least I'm witnessing something like this. But now that we are talking about it, lastly, sorry guys, just one more last question that I want to ask Bejoy now that he's spoken about it. Why did you decide that it would be coming out as a film and as a series? Because this is amazing, and you have the same content which is coming, I believe, right, on both in these different spaces. So why was it that you decided to do this and to do that? Oh, it's not the same content.
It's not the
This
same.
is Bejoy's Vardhan. This is Bejoy's Vardhan. That things always work out.
No, please tell me now, seriously.
The thing is, we just had so much material, and when we showed the film to a couple of people in the test screenings, a lot of people came back with the feedback that they would have loved to watch it as a series. So that set us thinking, and that made us revisit the material, and we recut it as a 3-part first and then into a 6-parter. Almost manipulating the endings in such a way wherein it leaves a hook for people to want to watch the next episode. So when we did that whole process, it took us a couple of months to do that. We did that process of making the 6-episoder. then we really got attached to that also. So, but of course, we had already made the film and cut the film. So I'm just thankful that the Z guys allowed us. It was a gamble. On a one phone call, I managed to just pitch the idea, saying that would you be okay if I release it both simultaneously? And they were game with the idea. So usually, you know, something like that, you need to put a mail, explain, PPT banao, dikhao ki aisa bhi ho sakta. But this happened over a phone call with Tarun Katyal, and Tarun just immediately jumped on the idea, and since then we got the ball rolling. And I'm quite excited that we are going to be empowering the audience to choose, that they get to choose how they want to watch it. So, you know, they can watch it as a series, they can watch it as a film, but both are very, very different in terms of viewing experience.
Wow.
Did you sneeze and cough on that call?
Not at all.
Not at all. You should.
Why did
वरना वो बोलते ना यार ये ऑफिस पहुंच जाएगा तो ऐसे कॉल पे हाँ बोल दे.
But you know, that actually sounds very interesting. Now that I thought at least that the content would be same, and of course probably, you know, while you're editing it, it might be different. But now that you,
it's not the film chopped up into 6 pieces. It's not. It's a completely different viewing experience. Completely different.
Wow, okay. I genuinely had no idea about this, and this just makes it even more interesting. So thank you for that. And for everybody who's really waiting for Taish, I guess you have another reason now. I mean, to watch it as a film and as a series. The weekend is sorted, definitely. So thank you for that. All the best, everybody. Team Taish. It was so nice.
Thank you.
All of you. And I really hope that we get to chat again very soon. Hopefully in person and not like this, because I'm just sick of this now.
That's true. Stay safe and wish you a very happy Diwali as well.
Same.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Same to you.
Bye, Shweta.
Happy Halloween,
Thanks.
happy Diwali.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you.
Bye.
Watch it,
Bye.
Shweta.
See you
Watch it
guys
and let
in
us know.